Anheuser-Busch InBev raising their $100 billion plus offer for SABMiller after that British exit vote had a little bit of an impact on the British pound. Scott Martin on why the details, why this deal is actually getting a rubber stamp in an era and an administration that hates big deals. Why let the biggest deal of them all go through, Scott?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Charles. Obviously, there's some politics at play here. Some of the other deals you're talking about have been in the healthcare space that the government has been meddling in. But, you know, this one's interesting. You mentioned the change in the price due to the fall in the British pound. And there's concerns out there with regards to this merger about what kind of distribution that might control with regards to those two companies versus other craft beers, other microbrews. They get more shelf space. They could take over a lot of the sales.
Yeah, but I mean, Scott, this really angered me a lot last week because it wasn't just those healthcare deals. They stopped Staples and Office Depot. Yeah, a combined company, $6 billion juggernaut losing their shirt to the internet. They stopped Halliburton and Baker Hughes. Number 2 and number 6. Schlumberger, the biggest in the world, a French company, making acquisitions every single day. I mean, this is an administration that hates to see U.S. companies survive, and they make it tougher for them. Here's the answer. Number 1 and number 2 in the world, Warren Buffett. That's the answer. That's why they're allowing this thing to go through. And with this little BS about craft brewers, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You made a good call about Office Depot and Staples. Both of those companies by themselves are going to go out of business because you're right, they're losing that race. The government doesn't understand some of the other stuff you mentioned. I mean, that's why they block these, Charles. They block these mergers and they prevent these companies from getting smarter, from getting better, and it ends up hurting the consumer in the end because when they go away, that's less competition. That doesn't do good news for prices. They go up on people, and everybody gets mad about it.
Yeah, well, you know, I got to tell you, I just see these are American companies. You know, there's old, and I understand, too, that to your point, I do agree that this government probably doesn't understand global, you know, this is a global competition and all of this stuff, and the internet has changed the game also. But I just think that there's an anti-business, you know, sort of embedded feel in this administration, and anything that they think benefits business, they just think it's not good, unless, of course, somebody like Warren Buffett is involved.
That's the deal. They seem to play favorites. You know, some of these deals they look deeper into and they decide to block them. Other ones they just kind of let them whistle by. And how that works out in the end is bad for the consumer because those deals that don't go through end up hurting the consumer and hurt you on the prices.
Hey, Scott, I just got a couple seconds left. You're real quick on the markets. We're pulling back here a little bit. Is it oil? Is it just the rally has gone on too long? Is just, what are you thinking?
You know, man, I think it's interest rate related. If you looked at the short end of the curve lately, it's starting to pop up. We have an FOMC meeting in the next, 2 days, starting today and going tomorrow. I think there's this concern that the Fed might actually move by the end of the year. I don't think they should. I don't think they will. But higher interest rates, this market is not ready for.
All right, Scott Martin, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it, buddy.
See you, Charles. All right.